And at that point I thought, oh my God, I'm going to go on fire now.
Here he is. Just for anyone that doesn't know who you are, you're obviously the face of Eurosport, but can you introduce yourself for everyone watching?
Yeah, my name is James Whitham. I'm an ex-rider, packed in about sort of 17, 18 years ago. Did all sorts of racing from British Championship to World Championship, Superbike, Supersport, bit of endurance. Did all right. Did myself justice and earned a living out of it for a while. Now I am a pundit and commentator for Eurosport, so I'm still involved in the sport of bike racing and also run some training days at various circuits around the UK for riders of all abilities to come and have some track action.
And the subject I want to cover today is crashing, which we see plenty of on track days. I myself have had the odd crash. I'm sure you yourself have had the odd crash. But the first question I wanted to ask you was the main reason you think that people lose the front on track days and what a common cause of that is.
The main cause of people losing the front end on a track day is going into a corner quicker than they think they can get round the corner, which generally isn't the speed that you can't get around the corner. It's just that they think they can't get around the corner, and a lot of that stems from the fact that a lot of people go on track and don't have any reference points, datums, and especially braking markers, especially off the end of a long section, long straight. You go into a corner, no matter whether you go there for just a bit of track experience, or you go there to improve your lap times, or you go there whatever your reason is for being at a track or training day, you can't get it out of your head. People cannot get it out of their head that they need to go quicker and quicker and quicker. So they're all pushing. They're all trying to go quicker than they may. They're all trying to nick a bit of time here and nick a bit of time there. And they fall into the trap of going into a corner a bit quicker. They think, right, I'm going to push on a bit, leave me braking a bit late. They guess the braking marker, so they don't know how much later they've left it than the lap before. They go in maybe 6 or 7 miles an hour quicker than they are, or they have been going around that corner before. The brain trips out. They think they're in danger. They either grab hold of a load of front brake and lose the front, or sit the bike up and go straight on and then lose the front end on the grass.
So I think that's the best,
most common crash there.
Yeah, I see plenty of it. I think the main thing there is to just concentrate on not. It's easy for us to sit here and say it, but not panicking and just being confident in modern bikes' abilities.
Yeah, I mean, there's things you need to get right before you go on your track day. Not about riding. You need a bike that's fit for purpose. Any bike that's been designed and built in the last 25 years, if it's working properly and it's got decent tyres on and it's maintained correctly, it's going to be as good as most riders on a track day. That's the first thing I'll say. So if you get to a track day, your bike's fit for purpose, your tyres are good to the right pressure, and you don't rush in and you warm your tyres up, then I would say do not panic. You are dead right. Like entire combination, as long as you don't do anything silly like grab hold of a load of braking at the mid corner when you're at maximum lean, that bike is capable of getting around more of a corner than most riders are on a track day.
Yeah. The second part of crashing is the high side, which generally happens the faster you start going on track days. More Group 2, Group 3 is where we see high sides. What do you see as a common cause of high sides, and what would you look for?
High sides occur at the opposite end of a track day or training day participants kind of day, if you like. It tends to happen in the afternoon. They've learned the circuit a little bit. They're getting a bit confident. They're pushing on a bit. They've seen something they want to keep up with, and they need to go a bit quicker to do that. They get to mid corner. They're right confident in the way the bike's going around the corner by now. So the only way they can see to gain a bit of time now, because they've got a bit of braking technique going on, they go into the corner well, they get to mid corner, maximum lean, bang the throttle open to get the bike driving, and the bike loses traction at the rear and pings them over the top. It hurts a lot more than losing the front end, we all know that. The main cause is being a little bit eager and trying to nick a little bit of time. Now that happens at race meetings as well. You go to a BSB or World Superbike meeting, a little bit different at World Superbike and MotoGP because they've got some form at both of those of traction control, which is more likely to save you than not these days if it's working properly. At BSB, they've got none of that. People top riders like yourself still high side occasionally because you're trying to nick that last tenth of a second. No different on track days, but just a different level. I think to keep yourself safe, what you've got to do is you've got to work out how quick you are going around for your ability around that corner, and work out how quick you think, how much time you're going to gain coming out. Because sometimes somebody going quicker mid-corner with the throttle closed, just on the overrun, right at the midpoint of the corner, say if they're going 10 mile an hour quicker than somebody else, they don't have to open the throttle as hard. They can be more gentle on the throttle, and it's the acceleration of the back wheel that's going to make a high side likely. So if you're trying to make the bike accelerate from, let's say, 70 mid-corner to going out towards the exit at 100 miles an hour, well, you're gaining 30 miles an hour in a specific piece of time. If you're mid-corner doing 50 miles an hour and you're still trying to get it to do 120 by the exit, mate, you're accelerating a lot more in the same space of track.
Yeah.
So that rear wheel is trying to break traction a lot more, even though you were slow mid-corner. So it isn't necessarily going quick that promotes the high side. It's you trying to get that bike going from one speed to a faster speed quicker than anybody else, and that's what does it. And way to avoid it is understand this, and the second way to avoid it is just stay off the throttle a little bit longer, get it another, 4 feet even, or 6 feet round the corner. There, that gives you then the ability to sit the bike up and not run off the track, straighten the exit out. Once the bike's off the edge of the tyre, then you've a lot more scope, A, for not getting the rear sliding, and B, sorting it out and controlling it if you do get it sliding. Because it'll go slow. It won't ping out as quick.
Yeah, that's definitely what we see a lot of, is people maximum lean angle, really keen to catch their mate, and that's the classic case of it. And it was interesting what you said about the afternoon as well, because that is the case as well. People getting tired, they've eaten a full lunch, and that definitely increases it as well.
So I would say the biggest tip, I would say, to keep you safe if you're going to do a track day or a training day is just take your time, right? Go there, learn the track. Don't be legged up into thinking you can go and race someday until you absolutely know where you're going, where the track does, almost without thinking about it. Get braking markers. Even if once you get going at the end of the day, you can actually start tweaking them braking markers and ignoring them at the end and just going off a bit of instinct. At the beginning, get your DMs, braking markers. If I follow somebody that's doing the same thing every lap, even if it's a wrong thing, even if they're making mistakes, but they're doing the same thing wrong every single lap, you've a lot more chance with them than somebody who's trying so hard, gets it right one lap, and then he's all over the place for the next 5. So take your time. Biggest advice.
And last question on crashing, because I've got to cover it, is what was your best ever crash or most spectacular crash?
I mean, looking back, I wasn't frightened of falling off. I think I fell off. No, I don't think I fell off any more than a lot of riders. Some riders don't fall off hardly at all. They're the ones that have, I don't know, they have something I never had. I always pushed on until something went wrong, and if it went wrong in a way that I could save it, fine. If it didn't, I picked myself up and I knew where my limit was. I was never frightened of it, and I understood that, not like on a track day or a training day, we don't want people falling off. And on my track days, because it's low numbers and quite heavy instructor to punter ratio, if you like, we tend to avoid that. We rarely have red flags. We have people sliding off, but not that often. But on a race day, it's part of it. You know yourself, you go racing, you can't get upset if you fall down, because you knew it was going to happen, and you're pushing it, so it's going to happen at some point. Biggest one for me, had a couple of big ones, to be honest. Had a really big one in the Isle of Man, doing about 120. It clipped a curb, went down the road, destroyed a bike, got up and walked away, no mark on me. Biggest one in terms of spectacle was probably I fell off a Kenny Roberts KR3 500 in 99 at Brno in the Czech Republic. I sided, the tank came off at the same time as it was pinging me up in the air. The tank came off with me and then burst into flames. So it was a big eyesight, which was spectacular enough. I broke my pelvis and couldn't move. I was trying to crawl out of the gravel, so that was kind of another aspect of it. I kind of knew I was hurt. But the third and most spectacular bit of the whole thing was half of the Brno circuit went on fire. It caught on fire. The tyre walls and the crowd had to be shoved off back. But the funniest thing about that, and it was still, looking back, it was still quite funny, even though I was in a lot of pain. We thought we were all saved from the massive fire because we could hear the fire engine coming. It had like a little ding, it had a proper bell on the front, right, that some bloke was pulling as he went. They got out and got the hose out, and as he got to the fire, he opened the nozzle and nothing happened. He pulled the hose off the other end. He was pissing out the actual. And so it was like Trumpton Fire Brigade. And at that point, I thought, oh my God, I'm going to go on fire now. I broke my pelvis. Now I'm going to burn to death. But that was probably the biggest share.
Yeah. You know it's a good crash when either your visor comes off or the tank comes off. If the tank's off, it's a good one.
Yeah. But sometimes you've had it. I've seen you. The tank. There's not a lot holding a lot of tanks on, especially with the race bike classes. Road bikes, they tend to be bolted on, but the lightweight race bikes, 250s, 125s, 500s, they tend to be held on with straps and little bits of rubber bungee and maybe a little clip or something. So they do come off pretty easy. And I've seen you, and I've had to do, and I've seen others. You crash, your tank comes flying off, and you think, oh, it's expensive that. So you wander over, limp over to it, pick it up, and carry it back and hit it.
It's always the embarrassment when you're racing, but you're trying to find the most expensive parts on the floor and picking them up.
And take them back.
As if it'll be alright. Oh, sorry, I've got your $3,000 dash in my hand here, don't worry about it. Yeah. I obviously instruct for you on track days as well. Where do people find your track days? Where do they go for that? And explain a little bit about how your days work as well.
Yeah, we're a little bit different here. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. I thought there was a place in the market for a track day where you weren't on track with 60 or 70 other people. There's a market for that. A lot of lads like it. They want to go and race with somebody. Perhaps they know them, perhaps they don't know them, and they want to go and have a bit of a tussle on track. That's fine. But on my days, and people can find us at jameswhitham.com. All the dates are on there. Two things are different. Low track numbers. There'll never be more than 20 people on track with you, and they'll be split into at least two groups. And the other thing is use top instructors. All BSB or top road lads like Lee Johnston. We've used Hickey. We've used yourself. We've used your brother. We've used Dan Linfoot. We've used Ian Hutchinson. The whole lot. We use lads that you will have heard of.
And free tea and coffee, more importantly, and biscuits.
Yes, correct. Cheap biscuits, but they're free.
They're free. Thanks for that, Whit.
Okay.
Top man. All right. Speak soon. Cheers. Bye.